In this video, I'd like to share with you one of the full arch case we did recently. And it's for an upper arch. We used a stackable guide for the surgery, and let me show you how we started. So we like to call the first stage as the pre-surgical stage. And in that stage, what we're doing is we're gathering data and also planning what to do and coordinating everything, everyone, and also the parts that we need for the surgery. So let's see here. So we have the patient's face photo, and we have the patient's intraoral scans along with the bite. So with this, we're able to match the patient's photo to the pre-op scan here. So as you can see, the canine, the lateral, the centrals, they're all matching well. So with this, we're able to draw the line, the midline, using the patient's face, not only the teeth, but patient's face. So this is a facially driven smile design. So this is the teeth setup. And as you can see, we don't have to worry too much about the transition line because transition line is up here. So it's not going to show when the patient's smiling. Sometimes we have to go with FP1 if you're worried about the transition line. But in this case, this will be FP3. So doing this teeth setup, what we're doing next is, let me show you here, implant planning. So with that workshop, we are discussing with the doctor, and also we're planning the implant surgery. So we know which brand, we know the size of the implant, the length, we know which positions. We're going over it in a three-dimensional space. And also we're choosing the abutment that goes on top of the implant. In this case, they were all 0-degree abutment, which is we call it a straight MUA. Going back to the exocad data here, I want to show you what's happening on the surgery day. So we have this nice teeth setup, but so what are we doing on the surgery day, right? This is the very first scan that we're taking. On the surgery day, this is a flap open on the facial side, and this is the base of a stackable guide. And in this case, we want to use this base as a fiduciary marker. If you're not familiar with the fiduciary marker, it's basically something that we use to go back to the pre-surgery data, because after the surgery, it'll pretty much be like this. And we cannot relate that to this pre-surgical scan here. There's nothing similar about it because we're doing all the teeth extraction. We need that reference point to go back so that we can match all this data together and have a good bite alignment. So yeah, this is the first scan. And after scanning, doctor will start the surgery by extracting the teeth, doing the bone reduction, and placing the implant. And let me show you what that looks like. So this is after the surgery. Well, in the middle of surgery, but still, you can see the bone is reduced here using this base as a guideline. And the implants are in, the MUAs are in, abutments, and also the healing caps are in. But just before putting this healing caps on, we like to do a photogrammetry scan before putting in this healing caps, because it's easier to put the photogrammetry scan bodies when the flap is open like this. When we close the flap, it's harder to put on these scan bodies because the tissue might be in the way and also the suture might be in the way. So we like to do that photogrammetry scan first, put the healing caps on, and then now what's going to happen is we're going to close the tissue like this. So now using this data here, so you see a lot of different scans here. Now we can design the temporary prosthesis using this data along with the photogrammetry scan data. So a lot of times we will load to the immediate loading on the surgery day, but sometimes we will do it on the next day. Thank you for watching. I hope this was helpful. Please leave a comment if you have any questions. I'll be happy to answer. Thank you. See you next time.